Hello everyone and welcome to this week's update video. Now this update doesn't really have a lot going for it, it's only 3 things. So let's start off with the most cosmetic of the 3. We have some new hat styles. What does this Team Fortress do? Anyway, let me scroll over to them. I believe it starts with the moose one, because that's the first one listed in the design notes. Which doesn't really look good for my styles, but hey. I'm going to unlock it anyway, so I can keep working my way towards that achievement. Then we have Gandalf the Grey, Odin Allfather, but he has 2 eyes, Odin Allfather with 1 eye, and that's it. So, I mean, not really much for the hairstyles there. And why did I say Gandalf the Grey when it's Odin without his hat? Because Gandalf the Grey was inspired by Odin Allfather in his Traveler disguise, where he was just an old man traveling the countryside in Norse mythology. So, next we have something I can't really show you. You have the legendary stats have been released. So I pulled it up on my phone so I don't have to leave this page, and I'll just read it off to you. What you have. There are 6 categories which have 10 slots. You have to unlock the slot, and you can put a point into it. Each point adds 4 to this 3rd category, so 0.4 in the old numbers, if you're still using that in your head like I am, to either primary damage, sidearm damage, auxiliary damage, defense, resistance, or robot damage. And as I said, there are 10 slots, so if you fully max one out, you add 40, or 4, using the old numbers, to that stat. So if I was legendary, and let's say all of this stuff didn't really matter, and I decided I'm going to sit there and grind away and then get halfway through defense and resistance, these would go up and the base would be 240 and 240. I like to keep my defenses balanced, so I don't really have an easy exploit, but whatever. Pay no mind to this build, I haven't tried it in forever. I don't know how good it is. So, we've covered 2 out of the 3. Oh, the girls got different hats. The girls, from the looks of it, have a Loki hat now. So if you're a female and you wanted to be Loki the Trickster, you can now do it. Now we have Epic Hoarders. Now I think this is a retroactive achievement, because there was talk on the forums and the Q&A about not being able to get it anymore. But if you max out your inventory slots, like out of 100, you get all 100 inventory slots. Or you might be able to do this now by, let's go over here. Yeah, 10 slots. If you max out your inventory slots or whatever it is, you should be able to get the Epic Hoarder achievement. There are people on the forums that are talking about having 30 out of 100 and they got the achievement, so I'm not really sure how that one works, but they are hinting at wild animals, so it's either a running joke for them, or they're going to add wild animals in, which should be NPCs possibly interrupting PvP battles like the Infernal War, which would be really interesting and spice things up, so I'm not fighting the same guys 6 times a day. Now there's a lot going on for next week. I don't know if he's the main artist or not, I can't even say his name. I'm just going to call him Rev. From Oversoul is coming to EpicDuel. So we have another Oversoul character coming over here, and he's bringing in a bunch of weapons. He's carrying a giant cannon on his back, so either he's really small or that's going to be the biggest auxiliary weapon in the game. Or they've just decided to mess with us with their artwork. And the long-awaited, long-complained about tutorial is finally coming to EpicDuel. I've been playing this game for 5 years now. There are people, I'm sure there are alpha players that still play this, so they've been playing for 6 years or possibly even 7 years. Now it'd be 6 years. The game came out in 08, I think. Might have came out in 06. It's one of those 2. But people who've been playing this for 6 years, I've been playing it for 5, they've never had a tutorial. My friend was looking for a free MMO to play, so I showed her EpicDuel, and I don't think she actually ever played it after that, but we'd text back and forth, we'd use in-game chat, and she couldn't figure out what she was doing. Probably why she doesn't play anymore. But now they're adding a tutorial, so you go through there. It teaches you the basics of everything, probably through a series of mission chains, which they'll have to explain in the tutorial. And at the end of it, there is a Cheevo, or achievement, as they said. Well, they're switched to achievements. It used to be Cheevos, but for completing the mission chain. So I'm going to run through the tutorial as a level 35. Probably, if it involves PvP missions, it's not really going to be a cakewalk, but whatever. But the town slightly reminds me of Charfade's Homeworld, the Ninja Planet, in MechQuest. I had Goonie respond back to that saying it kind of reminded him of the Australian Outback, but Goonie's Australian, so that's the difference. I'm from DC, he's from Australia. We're going to have a different perspective when we look out and see what everything's going on. Titan also tweeted that there would be a balance update next week. I haven't been playing much this week, so I don't really know what balance changes need to come. I think Cyber Hunter is still crushing people since someone found a build, thank God, to defeat the rebirth of the looping tech mage, so we didn't have to nerf that into the ground like we did last time. If you don't like 4-turn cooldown on field medic, blame everyone who didn't like heal looping tech mage, because it was 3-turn. Keep that in mind. Now, what else do we have? Oh yeah, this week there was no mission chain video. It was finals week for me. I put finals before YouTube. I'm sorry, but grades are more important than putting up videos. So tomorrow, when I have off, bright and early, I'm going to be putting up Dark Harvest Part 2. And I might follow that up with Dark Harvest Part 3, but it's not necessarily going to be Dark Harvest Part 3, but there's definitely going to be a second mission chain video going up tomorrow. But Dark Harvest Part 2 is basically a finding mission, so that's like the real you need a video if you can't figure it out, because you gotta run around the map and find hidden items. Some of them are hidden well, some of them are hidden poorly, but whatever. Part 3, which I was just gonna do on One Wing. Oh, click the wrong button. I was just gonna do on One Winged Angel, but as you can see here, I've already done Part 3. So for One Winged A, I can do Extermination into the Abyss, Dummy Hazard, Arms for the Poor, and Training for Oblivion, but I can't kill the Queen or do Heart of the Abyss, because that requires defeating the Dark Abyss Spider, which, as a level 9, isn't possible. So you might just get the first half of that, and I'll tell you, you defeat the Queen, you get 500 credits. You defeat the Queen again, and you get 1,000 credits. I'll probably give a hint on there when I get to that, if I do that. But if not, the build I used to defeat the Queen was, I kept Assimilation, got rid of this, had a good backup battery, 5 and 5. I think I had this at like 8. And I took all my strength down, I took all my support down, which is my support's still all the way down, and just put everything into defense and technology, put some energy in there, and I just tanked it out. That was how I went through it as a tech mage. Other classes may have to do other tricks, but hey, you never know. Well, that's the end of this news update and a little bit more, so see you tomorrow. Bye.